This was a former student submission, and let's fix it up. I'm in Photoshop. You guys can do this outside of Photoshop with tracing paper, drawing over and over and over again over the, trace it and then put another piece of tracing paper on top of it, trace over that, and then put another piece of tracing paper over that, and just keep on working it until it's done. Now, the things that I saw first that needed help were we have two R's and they both need to look the same. We have two A's, they both need to look the same. We have two E's, they both need to look the same. Okay? So we need to figure out which ones we want to use. Next thing is we want all of the letters to be the same size-ish. Okay? Now we don't have to do the whole alphabet, but we want to do just the words that are here. So Command R to get my rulers, and I'm going to bring a guide down here to over the E on the top, and then underneath the E. There we go. Now, I'm in Photoshop. You guys can do this outside of Photoshop in the real world. But if you do have Photoshop, you could do it this way. It can help you out. So I'm selecting this part, the trouble. I'm going to do a Command J to put it on a new layer, and then Command T. I'm going to turn it so that the T and the E, the whole entire word is even with the top blue on the top. It's hard to talk and actually work at the same time. We're artists. All right, there we go. We've got the T, R, everything's up there. Now we got to move a couple things around. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, let's get the rectangle marquee tool. I can select, whoops, I don't want that marquee tool. I want the rectangle, not the ellipse. I'm going to select this part of the T. I'm going to do a Command J, then a Command T to transform and drag that down like this. Then I'm going to right click and merge down. The shortcut key for that is Command E. So I'm going to do that over and over again. I'm going to select the R here with the rectangle tool, Command J, and then get the move tool, Command V, or just V, and then move it up to right around there. Then I could do Command T to transform and drag the R like this down. And I can use the Control button to override the snap. So I'm going to go right around there. Press Enter, and then Command E to merge down. The O looks good. The U needs to come up. So I could just take the top, or I could select the whole thing like I did with the R. Let's select. There we go. If you don't get the whole thing, you can do a Shift and then select to add. There you go, right there, and then maybe Shift to get a little more right there. Okay. Command J, Command T, transform, drag down to the bottom, and then drag up to the top. There we go. Press Enter. If you want the other part of the U to go up higher, we can do that. We could do something like this. Command J, Command T, drag that to the top. Use the Command button to not make it snap. Press Enter. The Control button so it doesn't snap. Overrides the snap. Then Command E to merge down over here and merge down again. And now I've got this. I think I'm good. The L, I might need to work on the L. Let me select the L. Shift, drag. There we go. And Shift, drag. And then Command J, Command T, drag the L down to the line somewhere around there-ish. Press Enter, and then Command E to put that on its own on the same layer. Look at that. Went from that to that. Now that's looking good, right? Trouble. All right. Now what we need to do is I'm going to select the word in, and I'm going to, let me get the bottom there, and then Shift drag to get the rest of this. There we go. There we go. Command J. Oops. Got to make sure you're on the right layer. Command J, and then move. I'm going to put that in the middle of Trouble in Paradise. And then I'm going to put Paradise on its own layer. Select it. And select that part right there. And I think I got everything. Let me get a little more A there. The I, the S, and I think that's it. Command J. Then I can turn the background layer off. That's the original. I can go back to it if I need to. I'll make a new layer, and I'm going to fill it with white. Edit, fill, white. Click OK. There we go. Now what I want to do is I want the paper to look like the white in the background. So I'm going to go to the top layer. I'm still not done with the fonts. I'm just doing little things at a time here. I'm showing you guys. I'm going to go to brightness levels. All right, adjustments levels. It's a little circle right here, and then click on levels. And then I'm going to bring the white to the left a little bit until the white part of the paper is white. Oh, look at that. That looks professional. All right, so turn that off, and you'll see what it used to look like, and now what it looks like now. Look how beautiful that looks, right? We're in Photoshop. We can do this. Next, what we want to do is we want to take the word paradise and make it as tall as the word trouble, or as the size, the same height. So I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to have to bring this to the top layer. Drag the layer up. Bring this up. All right, to around there-ish. Now, that looks pretty good. I'm going to bring the P up, and I'm going to get the polygonal lasso tool. It might be easier. Just go around the P like this. And do a Command J, Command T, and then use the control so the snap won't be on. And bring this on the bottom down here like that. Press Enter, and then Command E down. Now I have to figure out which A I want to use. Do I want to use this one, or do I want to use this one on the left over here? So that's what I want to do. And I have two E's, remember that. I got to figure out which one I'm going to use. And I have two R's. So this is going to be difficult. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to work on the S, because it's too long, and the E is the right E is a little too long too. Let's do this one. Command J, Command T, and then bring that up. Press the Control button. Press Enter, and then Command E. And that I might be, I don't know. That's good. Let's not worry about the E right now. Let's bring the word paradise down. Now that it's looking better. All right. And let's get the white, or actually the eraser tool, and erase the bottom of the S that was left. There we go. All right. Now we want to use this R. We want to use this R. Which one do we want to use? Well, if we want to use the first R, because it looks pretty cool, let's select that R. Make sure you're on the right layer. I think that's this one right here. Okay, Command J. Get the move tool. Let's move it down here. Let's bring it to the top of the layers, because that's where this is. Now, here we go. Get it between the R and the A. There we go. I am going to. I don't want to erase the R, so I'm going to put a mask on it. Little black square with the circle in it. And get black and black brush, and the black will erase the R, but if you use white with the brush, it brings the R back. So it's not totally gone. That's what the mask is for. Isn't that magic? It's magical. So let's get that. There we go. And let's turn on the R now. Now if you want, we can rename these layers. This one can be named R. And that's in a good position. I like that. So what we need to do next is, do we want to use this A or this A over here? Which one? Now, this A is kind of slanted to the right from left to the top as the right because of the P. And this one is straight up and down because of the R. But then this side over here is slanted because of this D that looks like it's slanting to the left. So what I want to do, I'll probably go with the square A, the second one. So let's take that A. I want to snag it, shift, drag, shift, drag, shift, drag, or use the polygon lasso tool, whichever one you want to use. And then I'm going to make sure you're on the right layer. Okay, click on this one and do a Command J, get the move tool, move it over to the left. All right, let's move it over here and let's see what happens. Let's bring it to the top layer. So it's over the R and the A. All right, so it looks a little like it's too far to the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Command T, and I'm going to turn it to the right a little bit so it looks like it's straight up and down. Then I'm going to move it over and a little down. And then I'm going to do a Command J, and I'm going to overwrite this A over here, because now this A has been turned and I want it to be perfect like the other A. All right, so you see what I'm doing here. I'm going to name this one A, name this one A. I'm going to save this, Command S. All right, I'm going to save this as font PSD. Put on my desktop for right now. That's just for now. I'll save it later as last name underscore first name, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, all right, so I still have a lot of work here to do with Paradise. All right, so I'm going to turn off these layers. I'm going to select the P, put it on its own layer. So what happens is we're going to have to put all these letters on their own layer pretty much, or just the P-A-R-A, because they're being kind of fussy. There's the P. Let me turn this layer off, and then we have the A-R-A. And let's do this. Let's click on the A here. This is, which one is which? That's this one. I want this A. So I'm going to bring that A over. I'm going to turn the other ones off. I'm going to get the eraser tool. I'm going to erase right here. I'm going to erase right here. And I'm going to get the move tool, and I'll bring it over to the left a little bit. Oh, see how it's going over like that? So what we can do is this. Click on the color blend mode, click on multiply. And that makes things kind of disappear. Let's bring the, there we go. We want to kern it. We want to have just enough room between the letters. See how the T has a little space between it, and the R and the O have a little space between it. Each one has a little space between it. Want to keep in that regard. Let's move the R over just a little bit. It's looking good. All right. Let's click on the A now. Let's move that over. And you'll notice that part of the R is on that one. Let's get the eraser and erase that part. And let's do a multiply on that. And then we can move it over to the left a little bit. That looks good right about there. All right, let's click on the Paradise word. Oh, now it's kind of crazy, right? Let's turn these off first. Let's turn this back on again, and we can get rid of the P-A-R-A on this layer now. We don't have to worry about that mask anymore. We have the original layer of artwork, so we don't have to worry about that actually. Let's press delete, Command D to deselect, turn all the layers on over here, and then click on the move tool and move Paradise over a little bit. Oh, there we go. Now it's coming together. It's all coming together. Looks like Paradise, the P-A-R-A, need to have a little more distance like the letters over here do. So I'm going to click on the A, move it over a little bit. I'm going to click on the R, move it over a little bit. I'm going to click on the other A, move that over a little bit. And then I'm going to click on the P, move that over a little bit. So now we're cooking. That's looking good. All right, I'm going to select all of these now and Command E to merge all of them onto one layer. Last thing I want to do is I want to get this E here. So the R's look the same, the A's look the same, and now we're going to snag this E on the top. And make sure you're on the correct layer. Command J, get the move tool, move the E down here, put it on top layer so we can see it. Bring it down, and then bring it to the right a little bit. And let's turn off this layer. Click on that one, and we can erase this E. So we don't have it, we don't need it anymore. We've got this other E that we're using. Let's turn that E on. That looks amazing. Let's merge it down, and now we have Paradise, Trouble, Paradise. Let's see. Looking good. There we go. So now all we have to do is we need to center it all. So let's see, I usually eye it. That looks pretty good right there. Bring it down, and then I'm going to center it by just taking the crop tool, bringing the crop in to the top word Paradise. Press enter. Okay. And now does the P and the E on the bottom right, they look pretty much the same distance left and right. That's good. Okay, cool. Now let's get a guide to go in the middle, 50%. If you right click on the ruler up here, you can see pixels, inches, centimeters, and there's percent. We want percent. We want the in to be centered. Let's bring that to the left a little bit. And that's pretty much the middle, because the I and the side of the N over here are the outside. The left side of the N is the middle. All right, now it looks good. And then let's click on Paradise down here and bring that up just a little bit, I think. Or maybe it looks good right there. All right, good. And now we can get the crop tool one more time. And let's move that out a little bit. Move this over to the left a little bit, giving it some more room. Let's click on the white layer here and do a Edit Fill White. There we go. Command H hides the guides, and there we go. We are complete with the Trouble in Paradise. Let's turn off the layers and let's see the original compared to what we have now. There you go, guys.